Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. All right. Let's go ahead and sit on your bolster or your blanket, something to lift your hips up a little bit. It's just a lot more comfortable on the knees. And this time, think about taking your feet so that they're underneath, almost underneath your knees. You're going to feel that a lot more in your hips. So if that's comfortable for you, think about sliding your feet in a bit. I feel that a lot more in my hips. Let's just take our shoulders up and back a couple times. Inhale up, exhale back. Let's do that again. Inhale and exhale. And release your shoulders down. Close your eyes, hands on your lap or on your knees. Just bring your attention down to your tailbone and to your sit bones. Feel them making contact with the mat, with the earth below you. Imagine that gravity is pulling your sit bones down even deeper into the earth. Now at the same time, think about the crown of your head lifting up towards the sky, creating space between the vertebrae of your spine. Shoulders come back a little bit. Belly can come in slightly to support your lower back. And take a few moments to focus on your breath. Big inhale. And exhale. Big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Just taking a moment to come into the here and now, checking in on your body. How are you feeling right now? Are you energized? Are you tired? Neutral? What's your body feeling? Does your breath feel open or constricted? Just see what's going on. Do a quick scan. And then let's do a little bit of wave breathing to start. So one hand on your chest and one on your abdomen. Big inhale into your abdomen, rib cage and chest. And exhale from your chest to pulling your ribs together and pull your belly in. That's your exhale. And big inhale. And then let's just exhale through our mouth to release tension and stress. Big inhale. And exhale, letting go. Coming into the here and now. The only thing we really can be certain of is this moment. Big inhale. And exhale as we release and let go. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Both hands on your belly now. Take a moment to check in with yourself, and based on what you're feeling, set an intention. Maybe it's an intention that you've been working on for a while, working with for a while. So repeating that or setting a new one. I am happy and content in the here and now, for example. Everything that comes to me brings me peace. I am safe, I am sound. Everything that comes to me brings me peace. So if those two appeal to you, either of those, use that or come up with your own. Just repeat it to yourself a couple times. Go ahead, open your eyes. And let's just do a couple head circles just to release tension in our neck and head and shoulders. Drop your chin down to your chest, ear to the shoulder, Back up, don't drop your head too far back. Ear to the other shoulder and chin to the chest. Nice and slow. Slow is good. Coordinate your breath with your movement. When we feel stressed and uncertain, we tend to hold a lot of tension in this area of our upper body. So letting go, releasing, nice and slow. Remember to inhale as you come up and exhale as you come down. And let's change direction. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Relaxing your head and your face. Do a couple more. Maybe you have some little crackling, snap, crackle, pop. That's okay. And back up. Let's just take your left hand across and give it a good stretch. You should feel that in your upper back as well. Breathing into it. Movement like yoga, qigong, they help you to become embodied. In other words, to come back to your body. It's hard to project out into the future when you're in your body. So just helping us to become calm and centered through these movements. Just take your block or book or whatever you've got that's a shape like this. Come over to your left. Left hand comes onto the block. Take the right up. Now I'm going to put mine down a little bit. So find what works for you. And just coming over, stretching over. And you can put your forearm on that block without lifting your hip up. So keep that right side down. Stretching on over. Nice, deep stretch. Feeling the opening in your side ribs on your right side. Deep breaths into your ribs. So that's a line of energy that has to do with our liver. So opening up that liver meridian. Breathe into it. If your neck feels uncomfortable, you can look down. Or you can look up to the inside of the elbow. Reaching a little bit more. So in other words, instead of having your arm like this, or kind of hanging loosely like this, we'll put some juice into it. And come back up. And then let's go over to the other side. If you're on your bolster, you might want to sit on your blanket. The bolster can be a little high. I'm sitting more on the edge of it, and that is real comfortable for me. And you're lifting your left hand up now, and the right can come down, or you can come up like this, or even up like this. Whatever is right for your body. So reaching, at the same time keeping this left hip down, reaching up. Nice stretch. You want to feel that stretch all the way from your hip and up through your fingers. Again, you can look up at your inner elbow. You can look straight ahead. Or you can look down. Figure out what works for you. Stretch a little bit more. And then let's go ahead and come back up. Do a little warm-up twist. So a gentle twist over to your right. You can bring your left hand over to your right knee. And your right hand can come just to the side, or you can put it behind you. So we're simply doing a little warm-up twist right now. And you can just look the same direction as your sternum is facing as well. That feels like too much for your back initially. be extra careful if your low back feels a little tweaky. Just if it feels like it's pushing it a little bit, then just come out of the twist slightly. And let's come to the other side. So you can look slightly behind you like I am, or you can look the direction of your sternum. Again, figure out what feels right for you. And then let's come back to center. Now I'm going to get off my bolster because it's a little high, and I'm going to use my blanket. And you might want to do the same. Let's do some Sufi rolls to open up our hips. So again, pushing those feet so they're a little bit more under the knees than we usually do. Hands on your knees, and we're going to do some circles. So via exhale, pull your belly in, round your back, and then inhaling, your back straightens. Opening up the hips, and this will help with the lower back as well. So always coordinating your breath with your movement, and it creates that bridge between the mind and the body. Let's change direction, rounding and straightening, rounding, straighten. And back to center. Now let's do a movement called turtleneck. You're going to round down, round your back, let your head drop, and then your head comes forward, your back straightens as you come back up. It's a similar type of movement to what we were doing, rounding down, dropping your head, straightening your back as you come back up. Down and back up. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And let's change that direction. So you're coming straight down and then rounding as you come up. Straight down. Croak your chin in and come on up. So bring as you straight down, now bring your chin to your chest and roll on up. Good. Go ahead and sit on up. And let's do a little warm up for the wrists. I know we had some requests for some wrists last week, and a lot of us might be in front of our computer a little bit more than usual and doing this kind of motion. So let's get some chi going into our wrists. Take your hands out and circling them out. And changing direction. Now both wrists are going to go to the left, or both hands are circling to the left. And now to the right. And get some more clicking going on in the wrists as we get that circulation going to them. And now let's flexing up and release. Make a big fist, your thumb in between, thumb down and fingers over your thumb, and then shooting energy out with your fingers towards me. Now just shake them out. Wrist facing Hands facing towards your face. And releasing down. Good. Let's do a nice, relaxing yin pose. You take your feet in front of you for we're going to do butterfly. Look between your legs and you should see a diamond shape. You don't want your legs too far in like this. Go out a little bit. Your feet are open. And butterfly. Now you're going to just allow yourself to round down, round your back. Let yourself just release down, head down towards the earth. The arms are released, relaxed. I'm coming up only so that you can hear my voice, so stay down. And this is considered a yin yoga pose. And it brings a lot of relaxation to the system. It helps to nourish our system on a deep level. But that said, in the yin poses, you hold them for a little while. So I'm going to time this and we're going to stay in it for not as long as we traditionally do with the yin pose, maybe for about a minute. So I want you to breathe into your lower back. This helps to bring more energy into your lower back and into your kidneys and into your deep connective tissue. Helps to keep the connective tissue and the tendons malleable, which as we get older, they tend to get more brittle. So it's important to do particular types of movements that help to keep that flexible. So again, if you're not sure what the position looks like, I'm holding it for a moment. Now I'd like to bring some focus to your breath. Take 4 inhales and imagine you're bringing that breath down to your lower back, to the kidney area. And you pause for a second, and then 4 exhales as you come back, exhale back out. So inhale to 4, if that's a comfortable count for you. And exhale to 8. Now the longer exhales just help to bring more relaxation to your nervous system. And right now we all need to continually be bringing in that peace, that clarity, that calmness. So this is a tool you can use at any time if you start to feel yourself getting pulled off center. Is an inhale for 4. If you want to pause for a moment, pause, and then exhale for 8. You can even do that if you can't sleep. Let's do that for a little bit longer. So inhaling, bringing that breath down to your lower back, to the kidney area. And exhale, imagine it coming back up and out. Now slowly roll on back up. And let's take that left leg out and the right leg in. Now you can always take a blanket or a pillow or something underneath this leg if that's helpful. I'm going to get a pillow just to show you. Not too fat of a pillow though. So here's a pillow, it just gives me a little support. That feels good. And we're just going to come forward over the left leg. You can relax it, but we're doing more of a yin style pose again. Let's add a little bit of movement to it. So you can take your right hand, push out and back up for a moment before we pause here. Out and back up. Let's bring it up and around, getting into that shoulder. And out. Big inhale up and around and out. Do that one more time. And now let's hold here, yin style. So wherever this is comfortable for you, maybe you can reach to here, maybe right here is where you're at. And with the yin style, it's okay to round your back. Let's check in with our breath again. Big inhale. As you inhale, you may find your back lifting up a little bit, and as you exhale, perhaps you can drop down a little bit more. So big inhale and exhale. With each exhale, feel as if you're letting go of any of your worries, anything that's burdening you right now. Feeling the stretch in your body, feeling yourself in the room that you were in, sharing this practice with the half dozen or so that are in the live class right now. Can you release a little bit more? Slowly go ahead and come back up. And let's switch legs. So you're going to take your right leg out and your left leg comes in. And again, use your bolster, or not bolster, but pillow or blanket if you'd like. You're going to twist to face over that right leg. Again, this is more yin style, so you do not have to flex your foot. You just relax your foot. And then let's start with just stretching for a moment. Release your shoulders. Check in with your breath. And then you're going to take your left hand and push out, and then come back up, getting into the shoulders a little bit. And pushing out. Inhaling up. And exhaling. Coordinating your movement with your breath. Remembering that that breath is a tool that's always with you. You can always come back to it to help keep your mind and body anchored and settled. And then let's just hold here for a moment. Remember, whenever we feel tension or stress or worry or whatever it is, there's some place in our body that we are also, that corresponds with that is holding on to that. Maybe it's your stomach, maybe it's your neck. It's different for everybody. So the movement helps to release that energy so it doesn't get stagnant and stuck in our body and create pain and all kinds of problems. And think of inhaling, lengthening your body a little bit. Exhaling, releasing back down. Again, inhale. And exhale. And slowly come on back up. And take your legs out in front of you and let's just shake them up for a moment. Then bring your hands behind you with your fingers facing towards your back, so it's going to open up your chest a bit. And let's circle our feet. It's called a rowboat. Getting into those ankle joints and into your feet. Changing direction. And again, shake it out a bit. Just go ahead and bend your legs in. I want us to work with some key meridian points on our legs. So you're gonna take your thumbs and you're gonna go on the inside of the bone, shin bone right here. You can start up by the knee and you're just gonna walk your fingers down, find the bone, and then just take your fingers and roll them in towards medial, towards the inside, and then just walk those fingers down. You're gonna find some sore points, and then walk them back up. And this is good just to overall healing energy for your body. You might find some sore points. I'm finding a couple sore points. So go ahead, if you find that, stay there a little bit longer. You don't want to bruise yourself, but you want to definitely push into those areas. So you're walking your fingers up and down. And let's go to the other side. So you can start, find the bone, roll your fingers right to the inside, and then pressing your thumbs, I'm going like this, press, 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 press. Walking them down. And when you find any sore spots, stay there just a little bit longer. So that would be a point that your body needs a little bit more work on. Up and down. Imagining, like me, you're finding a couple spots that are pretty sore. I'm going to release all that old stagnant energy that's being held in these energy centers. Good. And then just rub down your legs and off. And let's just legs for a moment. Up on the outside of your knees. And back up. Excellent. Let's roll over onto your side and then up onto your hands and knees. Do a little bit of cat-cow. Head and tailbone up towards the ceiling. And then pull your belly in, drop your head, round your back. Inhale. And exhale. Look at your wrists. They should be underneath your shoulders. And your knees underneath your hips. And your breath is coordinated with your movement. Now let's take our hands out and just stretch all the way back into child's pose for a moment. So your behind ideally reaches your heels. If that doesn't feel comfortable for you, you could take a pillow or your blanket like this, and that might feel better. Whatever works for you. Let's just hang here for a moment. Now, think about breathing into your back, expanding your back as you inhale. Breathing into those kidneys. Now walk your hands over to the right side of your mat and then shift your behind over to the left. You're going to feel a stretch in your back all the way down to your low back, and your arms, the whole back side of your body. Back to center. Same thing, walk your hands over to the left and then stretch your back side over to the right. And back to center again. And come on up one more time. I think we did this last week. Go ahead and extend your right leg back. Flex your foot this time. Pull the belly in. And extend your left hand forward if that works for you. Now, if that bothers your wrist, you can always make a fist. Using your core, so use your belly. Now, don't lift your leg up too high like that. That's going to put some strain here in your lower back. So it's just straight out. And then back. And same thing on the other side. So you're extending your left leg out first, flexing the foot, so the toe is facing down. Pull your belly in. And then if you want, next step would be to extend your right hand up. Working on balance. I know that many of you need to work on your balance a bit, and this is helpful. And the hand comes back. Leg comes back. Now let's get into the mid back again. Left hand comes thread underneath. You're going to come all the way down to your mat. Keep your head still so you're looking at the inside of your left elbow. Right hand can come up if you like and just leave it up towards the ceiling, or it could wrap around your lower back. Whatever works for you. And if you want to increase that stretch between your shoulders, just lean back a little bit. And don't forget to breathe. And comes back up and around. Pushing yourself back up. Let's do the same thing on the other side. And comes underneath. Push into your left hand. Bring your hand up towards the ceiling. And if it's comfortable for you, take your hand and wrap it around. And maybe you can grab the top of your right thigh. Maybe not. Work with your own body. Looking down your nose. Back up again with that hand. Back around, pushing to the mat, and coming back up. You're back in tabletop again. Go ahead and take your right leg between your hands. Come up on those back toes. Just lift up for a moment. And scoop those back toes back a little. And then the knee back down. Just hanging here. So imagine you have an anchor on your tailbones. You're going to drop down. Now you're going to work absolutely at your own pace and own level. This might be plenty for you. If you like, you bring your hands to the inside of that foot and walk your foot to the edge of the mat. And can you come down a little bit more? Maybe you could come onto your forearms. For me today, that doesn't feel like it's going to happen comfortably. So I'm going to stay here. Just really listening to your body. Every day is different. And you want to find that edge where you can feel it, but not where you're going to create any pain. Now let's take that right foot and walk it, foot over to the left. Now pull that foot in towards your left knee. And now roll onto the top of your foot. We're doing pigeon. And you're going to be at an angle. And bring the knee down. You need to walk that left foot back a little bit. Now you can take something underneath this right hip if you need it. Your hands come out. You're going to come down into your forearms. And you take that left foot back a little bit more. So come to your toes, lift that foot up, or lift that knee up, drop it back down, relax your toes down. Now right here, if you want, you can just put your head on a block. Some of you, if you have knee issues, pigeon might not be so great for you, or so you could try to line your back and do a thread the needle instead, or flex, make sure to flex that foot and pull that knee out a little bit, and that create a little bit more comfort. And if this is comfortable for you, bring the crown of your head down to the mat. Not the crown of your head, your forehead. Check in with your breath. Feel that breath spreading all the way across your back. This is a wonderful stretch for your iliotibial band, that muscle that goes from your knee all the way up. It's hard to get into this area. So go ahead and come on up onto your hands and move your pillow, and then just come back, bring that leg back. That was a great stretch. And come back into child's pose for a moment. Catch your breath, just relax. Back up into tabletop again. Now take your left leg between your hands. You might have to walk it there. You might have to take it and go like this, however works for you. Now you don't want this leg too close like this. So you're going to take that right leg and come up and then scoot it as far back as you can. Scoot it, scoot it, scoot it. And maybe that knee doesn't like just to be on the mat and round so much, so you can put a blanket underneath. As you drop that right knee down, relax your foot. And look at your knee. You don't want it going over your toes. So it's a straight line. And relax your tailbone. Take some nice deep breaths. And your tailbone drop a little bit more. Now, either stay here or take a break if you need to. Always can go back into child's pose. Take your hands to the inside. Walk that left foot out to the outer edge of your mat. And either stay here, or if you can come onto your forearms. You might find one side's a little bit different than the other. Come down. So you want to feel a good stretch, but remember not to go past your edge. The breath helps, so nice deep breathing. If you feel your breath getting shorter, constricted, it's your body telling you, uh-oh, no, you've gone too far. And then you just come out of it a little bit. So you can take a nice, long, deep breaths in and long, deep breaths out, easily and comfortably. From here, you can either stay here or go into the thread the needle on your back, or walk your left foot over to the right. So I'm just walking it over, you can see. And now I'm going to pull it back towards my right knee. And at the same time, I'm going to come onto the top of my foot. And then I'm bringing my weight forward and pulling my right leg back. And this is for pigeon pose. You can stay here, you can come down. If you want to use a pillow, you can bring your head onto a pillow. Or you can bring your forehead, not the crown of your head, your forehead down to the mat. And then you might want to support your left side with that pillow. So feeling that length all the way from your fingers to your toes. Breathing into your back. Just relaxing into it. Coming back up. Moving that pillow. And coming to have your knees even. Maybe you want to move this out of the way. Let's do heart opening pose. So this is another yin pose called the Anahata Asana. Asana meaning pose. So hands come forward. So if you see, I'm not leaning my hips forward like this. And I'm just bringing my hands forward. Now I'm dropping my forehead onto the mat. It kind of feels, your back feels like it would in down dog, but your legs are bent. So my hips are facing up towards the ceiling. I'm reaching my hands out. Tailbone is turning up. Now breathe into your mid back. So breathe into right here. Send your breath there. Big inhale. And exhale. You feel like you still are holding on to tension, stress, having a hard time focusing your mind, then exhale through your mouth. That's a releasing breath. We'll stay here for a little bit longer. Go ahead and curl your toes underneath. Bring your hands to the mat. And let's come up into a downward dog for a moment. So head relaxes. You can bend your knees if you need to. And then walk your feet to your hands so you're in a hanging forward fold. So slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. Last thing to come up is your head, and I will fix the screen. No. Okay, there we go. So let's start off with, let's do some shaking. So a little bit of bouncing, shaking, releasing. What got to you this week? What started to pull you off center? Shaking it out. Not letting your body hold on to it, but let it go down to the earth where it can be composted. Shake it out. Shake out tension, stress, anxiety, and a little bounce. So your knees are always bent and you're bouncing. And that is stimulating your lymphatic system to remove toxins from your body as well. Can you go a little bit faster? Relax your shoulders at the same time. So let's make a ha sound as we exhale. So the ha sound releases emotions that may be stuck in our heart center. So we can have clarity instead of feeling kind of mucky. So when we start to get stuck in our mind and in our thoughts, by moving our body, something like shaking or any type of movement, it helps us to start to move out of that circular pattern that we get stuck in. So more thoughts, just trying to think yourself out of negativity or fear usually isn't always so productive. So moving, walking, doing some qigong or yoga will help to shift your state, creates more space in the mind. And just releasing and just stopping for a moment, starting to feel that flood of energy and qi, life force moving through your body. And let's just inhale, bring it up, and exhale and down. Bringing energy up from the earth and releasing it down. Do that one more time. Up and down. Now let's just take our hands up and do picking cherries, good for your low back. And if you're stuck at home a little bit more, like we all are, sitting more, your lower back can start to get tight. So let's reach up and pick some cherries. Feeling that stretch all the way down your back. And then just grabbing one wrist with the other hand, stretch up and come all the way down for full body flow. Down and rolling back up. Inhaling up, big stretch up and down. So stretching the whole back of your body here, just going down to wherever is comfortable for you and rolling that up. And coming on down here, exhale. Inhale on up. And exhaling. As you come on up and you stretch back, you're stretching the whole front of your body. Feel it even through your abdomen. And as you come down, feel that through the back of your legs. And let's come on up. Take our legs apart a little bit longer, more. Bend your knees, hands on your knees. Keep your legs bent. Your feet are facing forward. You're going to take your right arm and straighten it and bend your left as you look over your left shoulder. You look a little bit more, it's going to get into your neck. Keep your legs bent and come over to the other side, same thing. It's going to get into your back, your neck, your head, shoulders, coming back and exhaling. Couple more, inhale and exhale. And back to center, keeping down for a moment, nice strong legs, and then coming back up. Let's do a little bit for the legs. Even though I've ridden my bike 20 miles today, I'm still going to do these legs, so I'm going to feel it too. And we're gonna squat down. And you're gonna just bring your hands on your knees. If that's pretty comfortable for you, you can bring your forearms. If that's pretty comfortable for you, you can bring your hands out like this. And you're just gonna hang out here for a moment. Nice deep breaths. And when we work our legs like this, it helps us to ground. So we don't feel like we're just flying off untethered. A little bit longer. You're doing good. Okay, come on up. Now that energy rises up towards your head. So we're going to take it and bring it down. Inhale it up. And now bring that energy and let it circulate through your whole body. And let's do our Qigong move, arm spirals or teacups. Let's do it with both hands right now. We're going to take our hands, we're going to bring them a little bend to your knees. Bring your hands out and up and around. So imagine you're holding on to your favorite cup of tea in your palms. So your palms are facing up. Try not to spill it. Back, arms are going back, fingers come back in. Now think about shifting your hips back and forward. Weight goes back towards your heels and your hips. Inhaling and exhaling. And this works with your joints, which can get very stiff and where stagnant energy can accumulate. So this helps to move that out. Hands come out and back. Inhale. Keeping those palms up, holding onto that tea. Exhale. Inhaling. So now think about your weight coming forward, hips coming forward, the weight's on your toes. And exhale, I'm shifting my weight back and my goes back to my heels. Big inhale and exhale. And now my hands come here. And then maybe you have about a half cup of tea left in each hand. Let's go opposite direction. Hands come back. Good. Hands come back, hips come back. Hands come up. And I'm rounding a bit so I can keep my hands up, around and back. As they come up, it's an inhale and exhale. Little bend to your legs. Inhaling and exhaling. And tomorrow, Wednesday, we have a whole hour of Qigong. We're just doing a little bit today. Again, inhale. And exhale. Just stretching all those lines of energy through the body. Releasing whatever we don't need to make room for what's going to keep us in the most centered, clear state as possible. So even though there's uncertainty and fear swirling around us in the external world, we can keep to a nice, peaceful, centered space within. These types of practices help us to grow that feeling of expansion and positivity within, so that we're quickly able to let go of any opposite emotions that might tend to catch us off guard on occasion. We're changing our vibration and our frequency through the movements, so to speak. In other words, we're changing the channel of the radio station so we can be in a station that serves us. And when we can be centered, then we can help others to feel better as well. Okay, and coming back, just feeling that chi ball between your hands. And now let's just do one more qigong move. So let's just take our hands up and come in and exhale, pushing out and coming back in and coming up. Now take your hands, imagine you're grabbing this fresh chi, life force energy, you're pulling it in, and then you're bringing it down through your head, through your heart, and through your body. And you're coming back up, and in, bringing it in, and just rounding it back, pushing away for a moment, whatever you don't need. Then hands come back, and reaching out, and grabbing more chi, pulling it in, and down. Get your hands floating up. Relax your elbows, coming in, pushing out, back in, and out, grabbing that energy, in, and just let your hands float up and down, finding that really relaxed and peaceful spot within. And let your arms move from that spot. So just floating up and floating down. Feet again are about hip distance apart. And now we're just breathing through our nose. One more time. And hands come down. See if you can feel that energy between your hands as you light up your life force through movement. Let's just come back up. One more time. And down. Go ahead and take your time and come back to your mat, lying on your back. Grab your bolster or your block. Come down onto our back. I'm going to fix the screen again. And just to do a little inversion. Take your block and put it underneath your lower back, or you could take a pillow, or if you have a bolster or a big pillow, you could even take your bolster. This feels really good too. You just take it underneath your back, maybe around kind of the kidney area, up towards that first back rib. So you could decide whether you prefer your bolster or your block. I like either one. You're just going to hang here for a moment. So just a little bit of a settling down of your energy. And as I like to tell you guys with a bridge pose, that whenever your lower body is lower than your upper, it brings that circulation to your brain. So you're helping the health of your brain as well. And it's wonderful for your circulation and all your organs. I'm going to switch to my block. I think I like my block a little more, but again, it's personal preference. Or if you don't have a bolster or a block, you can put a couple blankets underneath you. Now your feet are about where you can touch your heels, so they're not all the way out here. They're not scooted in like that. They're just right where you can touch your heels. You have your palms facing up. Just taking some nice deep breaths here. Feeling your face relax, your shoulders and your arms. Should feel nice on your low back. And if you'd like, go ahead to get a little bit more of an inversion, the upside down, which is so good for your circulation. And it can help with anxiety as well. Bring your feet up towards the ceiling. So you might need to adjust your block and push it up towards your shoulders a little bit. Find what feels comfortable for you. Feet are going up towards the ceiling. If you want, you can circle your feet. Now, if you bring your feet down a little bit more, you're going to engage your abs a little bit. You can do that. Play with that a little. And just that down. Go ahead and bring your feet down. Move the block or whatever you've got underneath your back. Bring your knees in. This is another great one for the low back. So your hands come onto your knees. Fingers are facing towards your toes. You're going to pull your knees in towards your chest. And then, not moving your legs, just use your arms to push your legs away. Drop your chin towards your chest. Coming in. And this would be an inhale. Exhale. And inhale. A little massage for your sacrum. So don't wrench your legs up like this. It's just a slight movement. It feels really good on the lower back. Just a few more. Go ahead and plant your feet. Walk. Bring your hands out about perpendicular to your body. And walk move your hips, I should say, over to the left a little bit. Just scoot them over a little bit. Now cross your left leg over your right and see if it feels okay to drop your legs over to the right. And if that's comfortable for your head, look to the left. The twists send more energy up your spine, and they help to bring tension out of your organs and bring more energy into your organs. They're great for detoxing the body. And come back up to center. And same thing. So first scoot your hips over to the right. Take your right leg over your left and drop your legs to the left and look to the right. Back to center again. And uncross. And let's just take our knees again and just do a couple little circles. and over to the other direction. Good. Let's go ahead and get nice and relaxed for a few minutes for Shavasana or corpse pose or relaxation pose. So what I would like you to do is grab, if you like, grab a pillow and put it underneath your head. And you can grab a bolster if you'd like and put it underneath your legs and play with it a little bit. Some people like it more underneath their knees, and some might like it a little bit higher underneath the back of their legs, your hamstrings. See what feels good for you, assuming you have a bolster. Or you could roll up a blanket and put it under your legs as well. So whatever you need to do, that feels good to be comfortable. So get yourself nice and relaxed. Your palms are facing up, about 6 inches away from your body. And just allow yourself to sink into the earth. Feel that earth beneath you. Feel that pull of gravity pulling out any remaining tension or stress. As you breathe in, feel your body fill with that life force energy. As you exhale, releasing anything you don't need to hold on to, anything that no longer serves you. So as you inhale, imagine that light, that energy, perhaps turning into a gold misty light. So you're breathing in a gold misty light into your heart area. As you exhale, releasing, maybe it's a gray, cloudy light. As you inhale, that gold light expands down to your belly and down into your arms, just like the rays of the sun extending, expanding as you inhale. Exhale, just letting go and releasing. Each time you inhale, you feel that gold light spreading even further into your belly and your hips, into your rib cage and your chest. As you inhale again into your neck area, down your legs, and into your feet, and into your face. So your whole body is filled with this beautiful golden healing light. Bringing healing to any part of you that might need it. Whether be a physical issue or whether it's soothing emotions or helping you to let go of repetitive thoughts. Letting yourself fill with this beautiful gold light. Just relax in that light, not breathing in any certain way right now, just breathing normally. Feel that gold light not only within you now, but it penetrates beyond you and it surrounds you. Feel yourself surrounded by a beautiful misty gold light. To bask in this light, feeling deeply relaxed, calm, and at peace. With each exhale, you just sink deeper and deeper into relaxation. Now that golden light, the rays, like the rays of the sun, starts to move back slowly, back towards the center where we originally started, in your heart. Feel that gold light within your heart, bringing in warmth and joy and love. And visualize that gold light like a golden ball. Now it condenses into a golden curl. It drops down to behind your belly button. Into that reservoir of your body where you can always access that golden light of deep peace and healing and harmony whenever you need it. Breathing normally and comfortably. Feeling again the earth beneath you. Take a moment to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, just gently take a moment to roll over to your side into a semi-fetal position. And taking your time again at your own pace. When you're ready, bring yourself up to a cross-legged seated position, facing forward, just a comfortable position. Bring your hands onto your knees, and let's do a quick body scan again. Just notice how you feel right now. Notice if your emotions have shifted, your body feels different, if your mind is more relaxed perhaps. Just noticing. Now bring your hands to your heart in a prayer position, the Anjali Mudra. Thumbs pushing into your sternum. And let's take a moment to acknowledge something that we're grateful for today. Perhaps it's just that we had a beautiful sunny day. The wildflowers are blooming. Get the feeling of the sun on your face. Or the smell, the fragrant smell of jasmine outside your window. Whatever you are grateful. And let's take a moment to repeat our intention 3 times. If you'd like to do an Om with me, you could go ahead and do an Om now. So we'll inhale and exhale. Do 1 Om to seal the practice. A big inhale. The light of me honors the light in each of and every one of you. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.